Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel Indian Pharma Guide. In last video we discussed about basic introduction of hypertension and today's topic detailed structure of antihypertensive drugs. And these are the classifications of antihypertensive drugs we discussed in last video. Diuretics. Diuretics are the drugs that promotes the excretion of sodium and water from the body by an action on the kidneys. Initially, diuretics increased water loss to the increased excretion of sodium chloride. They achieve either by directly acting on different segments of the nephron or by indirectly modifying the contents of the urinary filtrate. Diuretics can be used as first-line drug therapy for hypertension unless there are compelling reasons to choose another agents. In this first one, thiazide diuretics. Thiazide diuretics are a type of diuretic. They act directly on the kidneys and promote diuresis. Mechanism of action for thiazide diuretics. Thiazide diuretics control hypertension in part by inhibiting reabsorption of sodium and chloride ions from the distal convoluted tubules in the kidneys by blocking the thiazide sensitive sodium chloride symporter. Pharmacokinetics of thiazide diuretics. Thiazides well absorbed orally and these are more lipid soluble agents, hence they have large volume of distribution. Lower rate of renal clearance, hence they show long acting on the body. Most of these agents undergo little hepatic metabolism and excreted through glomerular as well as secreted in the proximal tubules by organic action transport. Clinical uses. Drugs are used in the treatment of hypertension, used to treat peripheral edema, hypercalciuria, postural hypertension. Adverse drug reactions. The thiazides may produce hypercalcemia, hyperkalemia, hyperglycemic conditions and produce hypersensitivity in some individuals. Example, hydrochlorothiazide and chlorothiazide. Second one, high ceiling diuretics or loop diuretics. Loop diuretics are diuretics that act at the ascending limb of the loop of Henle in the kidney. They are primarily used in medicine to treat hypertension and edema, often due to congestive heart failure or chronic kidney diseases. Mechanism of action for loop diuretics. Loop diuretics causes decreased renal vascular resistance and increased renal blood flow and increases glomerular filtration rate, decreases sodium and water reabsorption. These increases glomerular filtration rate leads to decreases cardiac output and finally decreases blood pressure. Loop diuretics increases the calcium content of urine where the thiazide diuretics decreases. Pharmacokinetics for loop diuretics. Loop diuretics are highly protein bound and therefore have a low volume of distribution. The protein bound nature of the loop diuretic molecules causes it to be secreted via several transporter molecules along luminal wall of the proximal convoluted tubules to be able to exert its functions. Clinical uses. Heart failure, cerebral edema, pulmonary edema and hypertension. Adverse drug reactions of loop diuretics. The most common adverse drug reactions are dose related and rise from the effect of loop diuretics on diuresis and electrolyte balance. Common areas include hyperkalemia, dizziness, postural hypertension. Infrequent areas include increased serum creatinine concentration. Third one, potassium sparing diuretics. Potassium sparing diuretics are the drugs that do not promote the secretion of potassium into the urine. Mechanism of action for potassium sparing diuretics. Potassium sparing diuretics that interferes with the sodium reabsorption by completely inhibiting the action of aldosterone in the distal tubule, thus promoting sodium and water excretion and increases the potassium retention. Pharmacokinetics of potassium sparing diuretics. All potassium sparing diuretics are taken orally. Spironolactone is metabolized in the wall of the gut and the liver to candrenone, which has a much longer half-life and is probably responsible for most of the diuretic effect. Clinical uses. The main use of potassium sparing diuretic are to prevent low level of potassium occurring when other diuretics are used in the treatment of heart failure. Adverse drug reactions. Too much potassium in the blood low sodium levels, headache, dizziness, increased blood sugar, and muscle cramps. For example, spironolactone, amiloride, triamterene. Second class ACE inhibitors. These drugs preferred as first-line agents in the treatment of hypertension. These agents also considered as a contraindicated as ACE inhibitors increases the risk of other major diseases. Mechanism of action for ACE inhibitors. The ACE inhibitors lowers the BP by reducing peripheral vascular resistance without increases the cardiac output rate and contractility. These drugs block the ACE that leads conversion of angiotensin 1 to angiotensin 2, which is a potent vasoconstriction. The converting enzyme is also responsible for the breakdown of bradykinin. ACE inhibitors also decreases the secretion of aldosterone, resulting decreased sodium water retention. Clinical uses for ACE inhibitors. ACE inhibitors are effective in hypertensive patients who are young. Also used as in the combinational treatment diuretics. Adverse drug reactions. Common side effects includes dry cough, rashes, hypertension, hyperkalemia, and fever. Example: captopril, enalapril, lisinopril, and ramipril. Third class angiotensin 2 blockers. Angiotensin 2 receptor blockers help relax veins and arteries to lower blood pressure and make it easier for heart to pump blood. Mechanism of action for angiotensin 2 blockers. Angiotensin 2 receptor blockers are medications that block the action of angiotensin 2 by preventing angiotensin 2 from binding to angiotensin 2 receptors on the muscles surrounding blood vessels. As a result, blood vessels enlarge and blood pressure is reduced. Clinical uses of angiotensin 2 blockers. Used in the combination with ACE inhibitors. Example: telmisartan, losartan, valsartan, candesartan. Fourth class calcium channel blockers. Calcium channel blockers are recommended when the preferred first-line drugs are contraindicated or ineffective. Mechanism of action for calcium channel blockers. Intracellular concentration of calcium plays an important role in maintaining the tone of smooth muscle and in the contraction of myocardium. Calcium enters into muscle cells through special voltage sensitive. This triggers release of calcium from the sarcoplasmic reticulum and mitochondria, which further increases the systolic level of calcium. It leads to depolarization of cells. Calcium channel blockers block the inward movement of calcium by binding to L-type calcium channels in the heart and in smooth muscles of the coronary and peripheral vasculature. This causes vascular smooth muscle to relax and dilating arterioles. Pharmacokinetics for calcium channel blockers. Most of these agents have short half-life 3 to 8 hours, but amlodipine have long half-life, hence controlled release dosage forms are not required for amlodipine. Clinical uses. It is used in the treatment of hypertension, diabetes and angina pectoris and in the treatment of peripheral vascular diseases. Adverse drug reactions. Constipation, dizziness, headache and hypertension. Verapamil produces constipation and they are contraindicated in congestive heart failure and atrioventricular block due to its negative inotropic effect. Example: verapamil, diltiazem, nifedipine, amlodipine. Next class, beta adrenergic blockers. Beta blockers, also known as beta adrenergic blocking agents, are medications that reduce blood pressure. Mechanism of action for beta adrenergic blockers. Beta blockers work by blocking the effects of the hormone epinephrine, also known as adrenaline. Beta blockers cause heart to beat more slowly and with less force, which lowers blood pressure. Beta blockers also help open up veins and arteries to improve blood flow. Pharmacokinetics for beta adrenergic blockers. These drugs are orally active and propranolol is expensive and highly variable in first-pass metabolism. Adverse drug reactions. Dizziness, poor circulation, gastrointestinal symptoms, sexual dysfunction, weight gain. Example, propranolol, atenolol, esmolol. Next class, alpha adrenergic blockers. Alpha blockers, also known as alpha blockers or alpha adrenoreceptor antagonists, are a class of pharmacological agents that act as antagonists on alpha adrenergic receptors. Mechanism of action for alpha adrenergic blockers. Alpha blockers work by blocking the effect of the nerves in the sympathetic nervous system. This is done by binding the alpha receptors in smooth muscle or blood vessels. There are several alpha receptors throughout the body where these drugs can bind. Pharmacokinetics for alpha adrenergic blockers. Alpha blockers are well absorbed after oral administration and undergo extensive hepatic metabolism. The main difference between agents is in elimination half-life, short with indoramine and prazosin and much longer with doxazosine and terazosin. Clinical uses. Alpha blockers are used in combination with other drugs to treat high blood pressure and can treat prostate problems in men. Alpha blockers lowers the blood pressure by keeping the hormone norepinephrine for tightening the muscles in the walls of smaller arteries and veins. Adverse drug reactions. Finally, there are other general side effects that can be caused by most alpha blockers. Such side effects include dizziness, drowsiness, weakness, psychiatric depression and dry mouth. Example, prazosin, terazosin, doxazosine. Last classification, vasodilators. A vasodilator is a drug that causes vasodilation, a widening of blood vessels that results from relaxation of the smooth muscle of the vessels. Mechanism of action for vasodilators. Vasodilator drug relaxes the smooth muscle in blood vessels, which causes the vessels to dilate. Dilation of arterial vessels leads to reduction in systemic vascular resistance, which leads to a fall in arterial blood pressure. Pharmacokinetics for vasodilators. The drug class of vasodilators treat hypertension by directly vasodilating blood vessels in the periphery. Vasodilators decrease resistance in the blood vessels, resulting in a decrease in blood pressure. Clinical uses. Some drugs used to treat hypertension, such as calcium channel blockers, which prevent calcium from entering blood vessel walls, also dilate blood vessels. But the vasodilators that work directly on the vessel walls are hydralazine and minoxidil. Adverse drug reaction. Reflex tachycardia is the primary adverse effect of these drugs. As a consequence of the medication induced baroreflex response, compensating for the sudden medication decreases in vascular resistance. Other less serious side effects includes orthostatic hypertension, dizziness, weakness, fluid retention and nausea. Example, hydralazine, nitroprusside, nitroglycerin. And this is about the detailed study of hypertension and classification of antihypertensive drugs. And please subscribe our channel for more interesting videos related to pharmacy.